everyone, my name is Peter. Welcome to our channel Future Care Web Solution. We are a web development and a digital marketing company. And with the growing internet technology, web development has become a necessity nowadays. And that is the reason we came up with this channel to make sure that the web development skills are not limited to few people only. Today, I came up with this first lesson of web development where we will be discussing about what a web development is and what tools we require to achieve a beautiful and stunning website. First of all, before we start, let me tell you that nowadays free source frameworks like WordPress, Joomla, Magento, and many others are available in the market that provides you a drag and drop development feature, which makes the web development very easy. However, with the drag and drop feature, your ability to develop a website remains limited. So that is the reason we require to learn website coding that gives you unlimited access to modify or start a website from scratch with any design of your choice. So let's get started. So before we go any further, let's learn what a web development is and how a website works. So what is a web development? So this is basically the process of building, creating, and maintaining web pages that are stored in a server to be accessed by the user. And there are two nodes in the internet. One is called the client. So the one that is accessing the information is called the client. And the one that is providing the information is called a server. So whenever we open up a browser like Chrome or Mozilla, and we type a URL, let's say www.facebook.com, it sends an HTTP request. So HTTP request, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, through the internet to the server. And in return, the server or the web server, which follows a FTP, which is called a File Transfer Protocol, it sends the requested information over the internet and it displays in a form of web page on your computer. Now, we will look into the languages required for web development. The first thing that we need to know is HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So HTML is also like a building base of the website, or you can say this is a skeleton of your website. And once the structure is built up, then we use CSS, which is called Cascading Style Sheets. And we use CSS for the styling purpose, like what should be the color and how big a text should look. And the next thing that we need to learn is JavaScript or jQuery. So jQuery is an advanced version of JavaScript, which is used for animation and dynamic insertions purpose. And the very last thing we will learn here is PHP, which is called Hypertext Preprocessor. So Hypertext Preprocessor is a scripting language, and it helps in database management and other backend functions that we are going to learn in the later phase of this course. So here comes the main question. Where do we code and where do we run the codes? So we need to create the environment. So the very first tool we require is the local server. Though the front-end languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and jQuery, they can run directly on the browser and they do not require a local server. However, in order to run the PHP codes, we always require a local server. And that is the reason PHP is also known as a server-side scripting language. So there are many local servers available. And however, the one we would be using is XAMPP. So the next tool we require is the text editor where we will write our codes. There are several text editors available in the market like Dreamweaver, Notepad++, and so on, but I prefer to use Sublime Text. So these are all free tools available in the internet. And I have also shared the links to download these tools in the video description. So let's start with our local server installation. So first, we will go to a web browser, and in Google, we will write download XAMPP. Here you can open the first link, and here it says the latest version of XAMPP, which is 7.4.29, that uses PHP 7.4.29. And depending on the version of your operating system, whether it is a 64-bit or 32-bit, you need to click on this button to download the application. And once it is downloaded, let me just download this for you. So let's say I'm saving it in the desktop. And once the download is completed, we will open this file. So let the download be completed. So here it is. So all you need to do is click on next, next, and follow the instructions until this application is installed in your computer. However, I'm not going to install this application because I've already had it installed. So I'm just simply going to open up XAMPP. So this is how the XAMPP control panel looks like. So before we move further, let us download the second tool that we require. Is called, just go to the Google and write download Sublime. So this is where you download the Sublime text. So you can download it for Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever operating system you are using. So I have already downloaded this software in my computer, so I'm not going to do it once again. All you need to do is download it and click on the next, next, and finish to install the software. And once it is installed, now how do we start? So first of all, open the XAMPP panel. So we need to start these two services. One is Apache, which is the which is server, and MySQL, which is the database. So click on start, start. So now our Apache and MySQL both are running. Now we can minimize this one. We don't require this anymore. Now we go to the browser, and all we need to do is we need to write, and this is what the dashboard looks like. How do we start a project now? So first of all, as soon as you install the XAMPP, it creates a directory in your C drive by the name XAMPP. So you need to click here, and inside XAMPP, you will see this folder, htdocs. You need to go there, and over here, we will create our first website. First site. So create a directory by the name first website. And now what we can do is we can simply drag this first website directory and we drop this in our Sublime text so that we can retrieve it from here. Now, inside this, we will create a new file by the name, and we will save it by the name .html. Okay, let me just show you one more thing. Before this index.html file, so if we go to the browser and the URL for the project first website, so you will see this is an empty directory. Okay, so why we have put this name index? So that the server finds it the default page to be loaded as soon as someone enters the URL. Index.html is the default page that will be loaded when someone will enter the URL. We go to the website here, we go to the browser here, and we this page. Look, the index.php is loaded. Now, the format of HTML. How do we write it? So in Sublime Text, it is very easy to write codes. All you need to do is write HTML, press and hold the control key on your keyboard and hit the space bar. And you will see a pop-up like this, a pop-up suggestion. Once you see this pop-up suggestion, you need to click the, or you need to hit the enter button. As soon as you hit the enter button, look, it gives you the entire format of your HTML document. So we will refresh the website. Now we'll put a title of the page over here. So let's say my first. Now we will refresh it and see my first web page. So just before this title, you can see you can see an icon. So this icon is called favicon, and we can change this favicon. For example, let's suppose let's download a favicon. Okay. Let's use this one. So let's use this favicon. Favicon.ico. All right. Now, how do we enter this favicon? So we will. So again, the code is link relation is style sheet, type is text CSS, and href. href is the link or the path of the file, of the favicon file. So over here inside our directory, this file is inside our directory. So we will write favicon.co, refresh the web page. There's one mistake over here. So instead of style sheet, we will write the favicon is changed. Now, let's suppose this favicon is inside another directory inside this first website. So let's suppose images. This favicon is inside images. All you need to do is you need to put images slash favicon.ico and it will fetch the favicon. Though, as per the standard development system, we will not put favicon inside any directory. It will just simply be outside. We simply put it outside and keep it just favicon.ico. And then see, this is what it looks like. Okay, Now, there are several HTML tags. So very first thing is a division tag, a div tag. So a div tag is basically you can say it's a container inside which we will write different contents. Like inside this division, we will write a heading tag. It's the h1 heading. See, this is the heading tag. So it's two. We have two. We have h4, 5, h6. So these are the heading tags. Now there is a paragraph that is denoted with P. It starts with P and ends with a backslash P. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a slash P. Writing a template text over here. This is a paragraph text. So all of this content, we can put this inside of this. So this has gone inside a section. So now we will see how we can change the styling of this content. So for that, we would be needing CSS, which is a cascading style sheet. So how do we declare a CSS? So we do it link relation is equal to style sheet, type is equal to text, CSS, and href. Href over here, what we will do is inside our directory, we will create a new folder by the name CSS. Inside this CSS, we will create a new file, style.css. Why I have written this inside an asterisk and a slash, because it will ignore this text and it will not consider it as a code, and it will ignore the text. Now we will put the path over here href. So the directory is CSS. Inside this we have the file.css. Now we can check the codes over here, see how it is linked up. So base source, you see favicon.ico, see style.css. Now what we will do is we will change the style of these headings. For example, now how we write CSS code. So this is an HTML tag, so we directly write the tag one. We are going to change the color. This is for orange color. Suppose red. Is a red. H3 with green. Though I do not remember the code of green, so I'll simply write green. We can also find out the code by clicking here, by right clicking here on this text. Let's suppose we need to change this color, but we do not know the code, or we do not know the color name. So what we do, we hover our mouse over this text, we do a right click here and we go to inspect, and inside inspect here you see green, this color over here. You just click on this bullet, and from here you can change the color and see what color you require. So let's suppose I'm making it a bit purple. So here it is, purple. So this is the code. I'm going to copy it from here and I'm going to paste it over here on my style sheet. And here it is. And once we refresh the website, it's purple. So this way we will change our text. Now we can also change the font style over here. So how do we do that? H1, let's suppose. See, the style has changed. But the thing is that the only disadvantage over here is that we need to write this code on every heading tag so that it can take effect in the other tags as well. What we can do over here is, let's suppose if we want to change the entire, the font of the entire website, what we can simply do is we just delete it from here, body, email, and body of these documents. We will family. See, all of the text are now converted into Word, all the styles. Now I'll show you different types of fonts that we can use. So all we need to do is go to Google Fonts, click on the first link. So here you can see various kinds of fonts available here. So let's suppose I like this one, Rallyway. Okay, so I'll just use this one. How do I do it? Preview 400. Okay, here are the styles. Let's suppose I'm going to use this one, regular 400. So just click on this button, regular 400 plus. It will open up a pop-up menu over here. So we can do it. We can just click on this import button, and we can copy this part of the code, paste it on the top of our style sheet like this. Now this is the font family that we would be using. So copy this from here and paste it in here. Now see, this will change the style. Okay. All right. So one thing that I would like to mention over here is, as because this is a Google font and our website is fetching the font styles from the internet. So this font style will only work if you have an internet, active internet. So let's suppose if I close my internet connection and I refresh the website, it will go back to its default font style, which is sans serif. So we need to keep this Wi-Fi on, internet on, so that it fetches this style right away. So if we refresh the website, see, it's going to change here. Okay. So there are several, there are several HTML tags that we will be using. So I'm not going to list all of them right now. because as soon as we will be learning these things over here, we will keep on getting the new text and know what text we use. So guys, that is all for today. We will be learning the next in our second lesson. So I'll be back with another video with the second lesson. And I hope you like this video. So if this video is helpful for you, then please hit the like and the subscribe button. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.